Can you see that all right at the back? It's a little bit dark. Okay. Incident at the window. Chapter 7. Incident at the window. It chanced on Sunday, when Mr. Utterson was on his usual walk with Mr. Enfield. So we're back with, this is a link back to chapter 1. So when they're on their walk on Sundays, so Sunday is again, in this society, remember Sunday is the day, is sort of the religious day. Everybody got to work to go to church. The other 6 days you had to go to work. Okay. That their way lay once again through the by street, and that when they came in front of the door, both stopped to gaze on it. So this is the door from chapter 1 again. Well, said Enfield, that story's at an end at least. We shall never see more of Mr. Hyde. That's a nice bit of foreshadowing, right? If you ever say, we'll never see Mr. Hyde again, you can almost guarantee that you will. Okay? So it's kind of what we would call, it's a bit of ironic foreshadowing, right? It's just when you think that something is gone, that it always seems to come back. I hope not, said Mr. Utterson. Did I ever tell you that I once saw him and shared your feeling of repulsion? It was impossible to do one without the other, returned Enfield. And by the way, what an arse you must have thought me, not to know that this was the back way to Dr. Jekyll's. It was partly your own fault that I found it out, even when I did. So Utterson doesn't tell him that during chapter 1, Utterson knows it's the back door to Jekyll's house, but he doesn't tell Mr. Enfield. Why? Protecting his reputation, right? And he says, what an arse you thought I was. What an idiot you thought I was. I didn't know that it was the back door to Dr. Jekyll's house. So you found out, did you? Said Utterson. But if that be so, we may step into the court and look at the windows. Incident at the window. The window. Look at the windows. To tell you the truth, I am uneasy about poor Jekyll, and even outside I feel as if the presence of a friend might do him good. So he says that if we just, basically what he said here is, if we go and stand outside Jekyll's window, that it will make him feel better, because a friend will be near, right? You could try this yourself one day. Maybe one of your friends having a bad time, you could just go stand outside their house, and maybe the radiance of your friendship will go through the walls and they would feel all better. The court was very cool, a little damp, and full of premature twilights. Ooh, what's twilight? This, my friends, is dusk. So they're walking into the court, and it starts to get dark early, right? And the twilight is the dip between day and night, like the sunset. Although the sky high up overhead was still bright with sunset. There you go. The middle one of the 3 windows was halfway open, and sitting close beside it, taking the air with an infinite sadness of mien, like some disconsolate prisoner, Utterson saw Jekyll. So there's a window, the window's been opened, and sitting in the window looking sad is Dr. Jekyll, right? Notice some of these good quotes. Disconsolate prisoner, so like one, so that's a simile we can talk about. So like he's trapped inside the house. Infinite sadness of mien, which just means sort of like misery, the word for misery. So he's sitting there in the window, but he looks like a prisoner. Whoa, Jekyll! He cried. I trust you are better. I am very low, Utterson, replied the doctor drearily. Oh God, I'm very low, Utterson. Very low. It will not last long, thank God. Now he means either I'm going to get better or I'm going to be, there's two ways to get rid of being sad. You stay too much indoors, said the lawyer. You should be out, whipping up the circulation like Enfield and me, right? So get out, come on, let's go. Come a walking with me and my cousin that I don't talk to, right? This is my cousin, Mr. Enfield, Dr. Jekyll. Come now, get your hat and take a quick turn with us. That just means a walk. You are very good, replied the other. I should like very much to, but no, this is quite impossible. I dare not. But indeed, Utterson, I am very glad to see you. This really is a great pleasure. I would ask you and Mr. Enfield up, but the place is really not fit. So he won't let them in. Why then? Said the lawyer good-naturedly. The best thing we can do is to stay down here and speak with you from where we are. Okay? So this is nice, right? So he's trying to be a friend to him. So he says, come out and walk with us. Can't, it's impossible. In which case, let us come in. Can't, it's impossible. So let's just chat like this, right? You be in, we'll be out. We'll just chat. This is what I was about to venture to propose, returned the doctor with a smite. That should be smile. That's a little typo. Smile. But the words were hardly uttered before the smile was struck out of his face. Struck out of his face, and succeeded by an expression of such abject terror and despair as froze the very blood of the gentleman below. So Jekyll's face just changes. He's like this, he's like, hey, and he suddenly just goes, ah, like his face, ah, like the change is so rapid that it makes their blood turn cold. Ah. They saw it but for a glimpse, for the window was instantly thrust down. But that glimpse had been sufficient. So a glimpse, of course, is a split second, right? So Jekyll's smiling, then he suddenly goes, ah! Shuts the window, bang! And they turned and left the court. They turned and left the court without a word, in silence. They traversed the by-street, and it was not until they had come into a neighbouring thoroughfare, where even upon a Sunday there were still some stirrings of life, that Mr. Utterson at last turned and looked at his companion. They were both pale, and there was an answering horror in their eyes. So they're scared by what they've just seen. They are scared, they are shocked. God forgive us. God forgive us, said Utterson. But Mr. Enfield only nodded his head very seriously and walked on once more in silence. Okay, so they do not discuss. So there you go. That's the shortest chapter in the book, right? Now, again, people always ask me why is it so short? I think it's because that moment is supposed to be like a real shocking moment. Okay, and again, we don't really know what's happened. We know something bad has happened. Jekyll is trapped inside his house, and he sees them, and he says, "Yes, let's talk." When something happens to him, he shuts the window, and they walk, and they're like, "Let's never talk about this again." Right? God forgive us. Something really bad has happened to him. We do not know what it is. Okay. Chapter 7. That's it. So